Y'all, we need to debunk a huge misunderstanding in the astrology community, and that is the misunderstanding and the complete myth that Vedic astrology is the OG astrology. And before I get into it, it's not even called Vedic astrology. The term Vedic suggests that this system of astrology came from the Vedas, the ancient Hindu texts, and they did not. They have nothing to do with it. This form of astrology is formally called Jyotish astrology. Vedic is just a trendy name. Let's get into it. So astrology, OG astrology, it goes way, way back to ancient Mesopotamia, namely the Babylonians. These guys meticulously observed the motion of the planets and the celestial phenomena, and they recorded it all on clay tablets. Moving forward with these practices, with these observations, they evolved into a more structured system, creating the 12 zodiac signs, each containing 30 degrees, which creates an entire 360-degree circle with 12 equal divisions. This allowed for a more consistent accuracy in the readings. But this right here, what I just said, is the foundation, the basis of Western astrology. And the Greeks, they took that and they ran with it. And when the Greeks got a hold of it, they refined it and evolved it even more into like a more philosophical and mathematical system. So this is what became known as tropical or Western astrology, and it was based on the sun's position at the vernal equinox and essentially assessed the relationship between the celestial events and the seasonal changes here on Earth. And that's why, even though the sun and the vernal equinox do not align exactly as they did when these measurements first took place, it still works because it is aligned with the 12 months, the 12 seasons here on Earth. So we have 4 seasons, each are 3 months. What is 4 times 3? 12, right? And if you characterize each month of every season of the whole year, you get the 12 seasons, the 12 zodiac signs. As above, so below. So now enter India and Jyotish astrology. It wasn't until Alexander the Great's knowledge and teaching started to spread across the East in the 4th century BCE that India was like, hey, let's look into this. With that said, one of the earliest Jyotish astrological texts that is like dated back to the 2nd century CE, called the Yavana Jakata, clearly shows a strong Greek influence in the writings. Now, one of the big differences between Jyotish astrology and Western tropical astrology is that Jyotish uses what they call a sidereal zodiac. So instead of aligning the constellations to seasonal points here on Earth, the constellations are aligned with a fixed star in the sky, which is supposedly supposed to bring a more pinpoint, precise, accurate reading because it's actually following the exact movements of the celestial bodies. But the truth is, neither one of these systems are more or less accurate. And a really good astrologer will understand that we have both a right and a left hand, and we function best and most efficiently using both of them. And the same applies for these kinds of astrology. And as somebody who has been studying astrology for 30 years now, literally that was like that spark that I got when I was like a little kid. And as soon as I learned how to read, I started learning about astrology. And from what I know about these two systems and the things that I've learned about them over the years and my practices with them is that think about like, okay, let me find words to give you some imagery here. Reading Jyotish astrology is kind of like watching a movie, and then reading through tropical astrology is like reading the script of that movie. The Geodish is giving you a good general sense of what's going on, whereas the tropical is giving you more practical insight for how this bigger theme is manifesting here on Earth. So don't let any BS pop astrologers try telling you that one is better than the other, because a really well-informed astrologer will tell you that both are valuable and that it is wise to incorporate a hybridized system in one's readings. Okay, thank you so much. Have a good night.